We already talked about group policy preferences and policies in Unit 1 as kind of an introduction. Policies being things that a user could not make changes to, and preferences being something that an administrator can use to set more of a baseline and let the user make modifications to that. This is discussed in detail. The preferences piece is discussed in detail in Unit 4-6, and the third lab in Unit 4 is dedicated to group policy preferences. Another idea that goes along with this preferences is that it came along in Windows Server 2008 R2 and Windows 7 as something that was intended to replace functions that were formally completed by login scripts. So before Active Directory came along, changes to computer environments were typically made by running scripts, and that would be things like mapping user drives, making changes to the registry, or putting a file or a folder onto a desktop or a documents folder. Now with group policy preferences, administrators can make these changes using group policy rather than using scripts that are executed when somebody logs in to the machine. A couple things to know is that the client, so the machine that you're going to be pushing these preferences out to, needs to be Windows 7 or higher. And another thing you're going to see in one of these labs is something called the item level targeting. And basically what that means is that you can scope a preference to a particular user or computer. So you can say, I need to put this file only on this user, on this user's machine, or only on this exact computer. All right, and that's it for group policy preferences.